Last Minute Laura Show. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We have a little glitch at the beginning, as per usual. Just hold on a sec. I have to make my coffee because it got cold. Look at everything I've got here. I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right. Let's get our day started. I hope that you are having a good start to your morning. I'm having a pretty good start. I'm feeling excited. Just in order to give you a little bit of a heads up, we are going to be doing some plant video stuff today. We're going to be doing some, what are we doing? Seed planting. And we're going to be doing, sorry, I'm reading some stuff at the same time. Okay, we're going to be doing some seed planting, but we're also going to be doing some transplanting and possibly doing some cuttings. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to get to all of it. We're going to try. I'm going to try not to bother Tove too much. Wow, we're looking a little heavy on the blush today there, Laura. Okay, let's just pretend that that looks natural. All right, everybody, good, we're happy. Okay, so here's what's up. I have lots and lots of seedlings that are finally large enough to transplant. But before I show you what we're going to be transplanting and what seeds we're going to start, I want to show you my paintings from the last couple of days. If you're new, I do watercolor as a hobby for 2026. It's one of my goals to figure out watercolor this year. So let me just bring you in here. Okay, that's where you're pointed. So we need to point you up just a little more there so I can show you the paintings. Good morning, Laura and everyone and pets and plants. Good morning, Louisa. Nice to see you this morning. Okay, so I don't have them in order because I was looking at them yesterday, so I organized them by size as opposed to by like newness. So this one's a painting I did of my partner Alex, and it looks like him. It just looks like him a little bit too wide. Like, my sister looked at it and she was like, if you fold it kind of like this, it looks more like him, whereas this is kind of too wide, but it still looks like him. Then we did Easter eggs. Then I did some rudbeckia flowers. Then I did a strawberry shortcake. Then we did this one together, an iris. This one is a work in progress, not finished yet. That's a Nasturtium and a Marigold. Then we have a bunch of rocks. This is also not finished yet, but I'm working on that one. Then we have the hanging basket plant. There's another one in here, a newer one. I know there is because I painted it. Then my favorite house with my favorite tree. Then some sort of Queenie Lime orange zinnias. Where did yesterday's paintings go? Did I not paint on that size paper? Am I wild? Okay, then we did bugs together. Then we have oxalis. Then we have a rainbow trout, bunny in a field, cottage, forest cottage, rocks, thunder, the dress that I made, more rocks, my first attempt at a bird, my second attempt at a bird, a brick wall, a monstera in front of a window, a stump with a cloudy background, and my first attempt at something that is kind of impressionistic. So this is a combination of trees that I drew on my drive from Toronto to Ottawa. There's lots of different trees, so I did a bunch of sketches and then I tried to paint them as they felt to me. So this, even though it's all blurry and it's all just blobs of paint, from afar you can tell what's going on, you know? There's a bunch of trees in this picture. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Okay, then back to the bugs. Okay, this one, I did this one. Look, I did a robin for spring. What do we think? Does it look... Something's not right about it, but that's okay. I'm working, I'm learning. Also, the background is pretty atrocious. It doesn't look like anything. It's just blobs of paint, but that's probably because I had worked so hard on this dang robin that I was over it. There's his face with all his layers and layers and layers of feathers and his like pokey feathers. There's his tummy and his legs and his back and his wings and his tail. Ta-da! I paint a bird. There's my first attempt at a bird that feels successful. Oh, also I painted my bouquet that Alex gave me, but I painted a very, very minimally detailed painting of a bunch of roses. I don't know, I was just trying to figure out shadow and stuff without doing too much detail stuff, and I feel like this worked. I can tell it's roses, even from far away. That looks like a bouquet of roses, so I feel good about that. Next, I have more rocks. When in doubt, paint more rocks. I love rocks. Painting rocks is what I love to do. Another attempt at florals. It's okay. And then just me painting with my new brushes. I got some new paint brushes. And then for my bigger ones, I've got this rock wall. My first attempt at flowers. And more rocks. When in doubt, more rocks. And then an overhead shot of a farmland. And then Steve the possum. And then my largemouth bass. Da, 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 da. So we have a pretty good little collection of paintings now. I have framed a few of my paintings and put them on the walls. I have framed my Clarkia Mountain Garland that we painted together last year. I framed my peekaboo. I framed one of the rock paintings. I framed a koi fish painting and a sunfish painting. I think that's everything that's my art that's currently framed. So I'm feeling good about that. I like having it on display because I like my art. Obviously, I'm making it. I mean, not all of it. Like the bird was not good. The robin was good, but the cardinal, not good. So I'm not proud of all of it, but some of it I do like. Like peekaboo, I like looking at her. So I'll have it. Okay, now let me show you how some of the seedlings are doing. I put a pea pad on the table so that we would not have a big, huge mess. Here's some of the stuff we're going to be transplanting today. Good morning, Hannah. Louisa, good morning. I'm back, I hope. I hope you are too. So here we have assorted mixed straw flowers, which I feel, because I don't know what color I have, I feel more like I need to have more than I need. You know what I mean? Like when I have all one color, I only need as many plants as I need. Whereas this could only be one pink one and the rest could be yellow. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what I'm getting. So that's a little bit stressful. I also wanted to show you, if you'll recall, like a week ago, we did, you know what? I might be able to flip this so that it's not having to be upside down for me. 1 second. Please hold. That's better. There we go. Now I'm in it the way that I'm hoping for you guys to see. And I could just tilt you down a little more so it's a little bit more vertical. Forgetting everything. Oh no. Where is our Candace? Yes, where is Candace this morning? She didn't come with her usual morning info. Her usual morning, don't forget to like the video and all the things she usually says. It's like the good start to the morning. Okay, so let me show you now what those straw flowers look like. Ta-da! Aren't they beautiful? Then I also wanted to show you, we transplanted a whole bunch of oxalis corms. I put them into these little starter pots with a little bit of potting soil, and they are taking off like crazy, which is not surprising. It's a strong plant and the corms got what they wanted, so they threw up a whole bunch of leaves. But I just want to show you, this happened in, I think it's been 3 weeks. No, I think it's 3 weeks ago now that I did this. So they had no leaves. This has all happened in 3 weeks, which is awesome. These are going to live outside this summer. I'm going to plant them in the garden, but I wanted to get some corms started separately from my normal oxalis plants, because these are also my house plants. So I didn't want to have house plants that I had to dig up to bring back in. These are going to be treated like they are annuals. So that's awesome. But my houseplant version, I cut all the leaves off of this thing and topped it up with fresh soil, if you will recall. So all of these leaves are new. Just want you to see how much happier they are when the spring sun when the spring sun starts to come in. Whoa. It starts looking way more robust. Just look how strong they are. And then like look at how some of the leaves have some mottling on them. I don't know if that's an actual variegation or if that's just because it's underneath a grow light, so it doesn't need as much green. That's possible. But I think there might be a new variegation starting, which is awesome. And then I have another pot. This is my mixed one. This one's also doing really well. Obviously the purple one throwing up her gorgeous single leaf. And everybody else is doing pretty well too. And this one has 3 different oxalis in it. It's got purple, it's got regular green, and it's got variegated green. So we have 2 colors of flower also. We have purple and white in this room. In this pot. I just looked up at the screen. Welcome to the chat room is what it said up there. Anyway, so the oxalis is doing really well, which is great. Let's keep it that way. I will be keeping them right in the window, and the babies will stay underneath the grow light, which is going to keep them growing short stems and big leaves, which is good. This here is one of my beautiful geraniums. She was transplanted, I believe, now a week ago, and she has a bunch of beautiful, round, happy leaves. Very poisonous to conures, I believe. Oh, that's interesting. Well, lucky for us, we do not have conures that... Actually, nope, they've definitely beheaded an entire oxalis plant before. They didn't eat them, but they broke every leaf off of a plant before. They've done that with my lemon tree, with my oxalis, with one of my snake plants. Something that flowers, they did it to also, because they liked the flowers. Anyway, the shamrock. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that. I don't allow them to interact with it. Before we had boundaries around my plants, I don't know what happened, but the birds decided, oh, they're yours. Okay, we won't touch them anymore. But before we had those boundaries, probably in the first year we had them, Beelzebub would behead all of my plants. if she could get access to them. But now she has access to them. Like, literally, look behind me. All these plants, she could reach them while standing on her cage. Like, if she climbed down the side of her cage and reached her neck out, she could chew on any of these, and she just doesn't anymore. She understands somehow that these are part of the environment. These are not toys. I mean, I've sprayed them with water enough times that I think they understand that it's a no, but they don't even try anymore, which is great. And like, Beelzebub will jump into that tree and just sit in it. I have a little tiny umbrella tree. It's tiny, but like conures are small, so she doesn't bother it too much. Yeah, me neither. Mine are in my greenhouse too, haha. Yeah, well, good to know. Happy to know it. Here's another one. I have another one started that I transplanted, and this is all little baby corms. That's why the leaves are so small, but it will grow. Anyway, this geranium, I don't know what color it is. I don't know what variety it is. All I know is I grew it last year, and then I overwintered it, and then I potted them up, and now they are coming along. Now, why don't we check out our seeds that we're going to be planting today, because it's kind of a big container. I do need to plant more Apricota Cosmos. I so far have a 0% germination rate on these. I'm trying not to be freaked out by it because I planted so many seeds. So I'm going to probably plant 24 or so seeds. I might just plant whatever I have left because the fact that I planted 16 and I had 0 germination, that's a little stressful. So Apricota Cosmos, we're going to plant more of those today. Also, I noticed my Picotee, which is the same as Candy Stripe, my Picotee Cosmos aren't having a lot of germination either, so I want to top up the seeds. I don't know what is happening to me right now. Every time I drink anything, water, coffee, when I took my pills this morning, when I had something to eat, the last 5 things I've needed to swallow have made me have the hiccups. Over like 2 different days. Okay, also I want to start more seeds for my tangerine gem marigold, as well as more seeds for the strawberry blonde, because neither of them are doing very much either. I also want to start more seeds for the pearly everlasting, because guess what? They're also not doing anything. So these are all stressful. These ones are all stressful replants. They're not stressful because we still have tons of time. We're way ahead. We're so early that doing all of this, the reason we started so early was so that if this happened, we don't need to stress. But this week's plants are going to be some of the stuff that hasn't sprouted, like my gold dust alyssum. I was so disappointed that didn't come up. But we're also going to be starting some seeds that mostly I start outside, but I'm going to start a few inside just to be safe. That includes Mountain Garland Clarkia. I don't know what is happening, but I am having trouble getting my words out in the right order right now. Anyway, we've got Mountain Garland Clarkia. It doesn't look anything like this picture, but it's a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Crystal, so fun to start seeds indoors. These are beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I love starting seeds. It makes me feel very happy. Another one I think I'm going to start some seeds for, just to guarantee that I end up with like some good sized plants. Last year, I feel like I didn't plant any chamomile, and then chamomile always comes up in my garden because there's seeds from previous years just sort of rolling around in the soil. So chamomile will always come up in my garden on its own, but usually the plants are in the understory and they're later in the season when they actually start to get bigger. This year, I want to harvest chamomile, so I need to actually dedicate a pot to chamomile. So we are going to start some of those. Okay, also the Maiden's Feather, Maidenhair Vine. I thought that we started it already. Oh, but we didn't because it was 4 to 5 weeks. Anyway, this is, I don't know what it is. It tried to grow last year. I had such a small amount of success. It was pretty disappointing. I had one plant get to about 12 inches tall, and then, I mean, user error, I was disrupting the soil around the base of it, and I'm pretty sure that that's what killed it. So we're going to try again. I also feel like I did not give Dianthus nearly enough of a try, and it gives such a beautiful Description. Can I just read the description of these dianthus to you? A new, highly fragrant dianthus from our elite British breeder. These lovely flowers have dainty laced edge and fringed blossoms that look like softly colored snowflakes. Lace perfume entices with a heady, spicy, sweet, clove-like fragrance that wafts seductively through the air. The sturdy branching plants grow 12 to 18 inches tall, with flowers in rose, lilac, soft pink, white, and many delicate bicolors. When cut for bouquets, the lacy blossoms of these fragrant flowers seem to arrange themselves. And it's a perennial to zone 4. So that sounds nice, I think. And I mean, it looks pretty, but it's just 12 to 18 inches tall for a plant is kind of like boring for me. We also are going to start a bunch of basil. This is just miscellaneous basil. I just liked the seed packet from West Coast Seeds, so that's the one I saved. But it's just miscellaneous basil. We could start more sweet alyssum because I have mental health problems and I'm worried I won't have enough. We also are going to be starting some of my nasturtiums today, which is so exciting. Normally I start all of my nasturtiums outside, but this year I am going to start some indoors, and I'm going to do them in these cardboard pots so that I can plant them directly outside as soon as it feels like the nasturtiums can handle it, because nasturtiums can handle, honestly, like a pretty hard frost. It says they can handle a light frost, but I've had nasturtium do very well without having to deal with that at all. Okay, now, next, let's start. Why don't we start with the nasturtiums? That'll be fun, and then it'll be out of the way, and we can just sort of feel like we got a job done. I think that's a good way to start. Let me just double check that. Oh shoot, I also have to start sweet peas this week, but I also want to start some of these sweet peas inside. I have the Burpees Galaxy mixed colors, heirloom watermelon, heirloom sweet scented pastel, and early blooming sweet peas in velvet elegance. There's more than that. I combined a couple of packets into here, but lots of sweet peas to do. I think that mostly they only want us to do outside starting. Eight centimeters apart. Who's sowing seeds how it says so? That's silly. 1 inch deep, 2 to 3 inches apart. That's right. Thin them to 4 to 5 inches apart? No, I won't do that. That's not enough. I don't have enough space to do that. Okay, let's see. In mild areas where the ground doesn't freeze, I do have the ground freezing. They must have well-drained soil, so dig deeply and enrich with aged manure before sowing seeds. Okay, sow seeds in the full sun in cool early spring weather as early as the ground can be worked. That's now! But I really, really, really need to... soak them, and I really need to turn my soil over. So we're not going to do the sweet peas today. Sorry, my nose just got itchy. We are going to do cleome. Okay, so let's start with nasturtiums. I do have a little bit of a nervousness around planting the Alaskan mixed nasturtiums because even on the picture of the seed packet, all the flowers are orange except one. And while I love that variegated leaf, an orange flower is not what I want. So I think I will still plant these. And this says creamsicle, which makes me think orange, right? Like also the picture looks orange. I looked it up online from Renee's Garden. It's pink. It's like salmon pink. I don't know what they did with the ink here, but they did a bad job. That's all. Okay, so for nasturtiums, I don't think I'm going to label them because I know what nasturtiums look like and I don't care which colors go where. Like, I'm not going to be planting them by color. So that's kind of good for us because then I don't need to label because it's going to be a lot of planting. Let me see how many I have. 3, 6, 9, 18. Okay, I have 18. And I could probably do 2 seeds in each pot. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 varieties of seeds. So, 2, 4, 6. Okay. So I think what I'll do is I will just, these are the baby rose. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do like 5 of each or 6 of each to start. And I'll just put 6 of each into the middle here. And we're gonna just call it a day to start. We're mixing nasturtiums. It makes it more fun. What do you say here? The name says it all. Charming, pale, ivory yellow. Blooms contrast wonderfully against the bold mahogany coloring for an enchanting effect. Good. Days to germination. Plant directly in the garden after the last frost. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will plant lots of these in the ground direct seeding, but I feel that my nasturtiums deserve a chance to be started indoors. I am starting them in the cardboard pots so that I don't have to worry about the roots being upset with a transplant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, the Bloody Mary, that's gonna be fun. Look at that one. Isn't that so pretty? Look at the red ones. Ooh. I'm going to make nasturtium salt this year. I want to make stuff with nasturtiums, but it's like, I don't need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't need nasturtium salt, but I use salt sometimes. So, like, I could just make my regular daily use salt nasturtium salt, right? Could you just... It doesn't even want me to plant it. I'm not gonna. It's giving me a sign. It was hard to open that packet. It's probably all orange flowers. I will not have an orange nasturtium this year. I refuse. You know what? I refuse. I will not plant guaranteed orange nasturtiums. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now we have a whole bunch of nasturtium seeds here. We'll just give them the old shake and stir. And now we can start planting some seeds. I love planting seeds. Oh, I also picked up seeds at the dollar store. And like normally I would be like, I don't need to start any more seeds, but they had Candy Tuft and I didn't save any seeds for Candy Tuft and it was so cute last year. It was Candace's idea to grow last year and it was a very good idea. Okay, so normally I would want my nasturtiums to soak before putting them in the soil, but I don't need these to germinate really quickly because I'm early. So I think I'm going to just put 2 per pot. That way I can just plant them right out as is. 1 and 2. And how deep do these like to be planted? 1 inch deep. Wow, okay. Well, if you say so. 1 and 2. I will water these in a little bit later. Again, there's no rush on these because I don't need the germinating to happen immediately. I just don't. 1 and 2. And I'm just doing them at the diagonal opposite ends in the corner so that these plants have the opportunity to grow some good separated roots from one another. How many nasturtiums should I start right now? Is 12 enough? Probably not. 14? 16? What's the right number? I don't know. It's like there's never enough. Although the benefit of nasturtiums is they can start going outside earlier than everybody else, like for hardening off. So even though this is taking up a lot of space at the moment, it will be going outside a lot earlier than their siblings. So I won't be having to deal with 1 million nasturtiums indoors that long. Tell me we're going to actually end up with like 36, was it? Is that what I said? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 more. Okay, so we ended up with a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We ended up with 15 pots. Hit the like all, help us grow. Hey there, Louisa, welcome. I'm here, good morning. Sorry, I did sleep in a bit. And then Max's stomach comes first. Love me some Candy Tuft. Yes, I know you love Candy Tuft because you're the one who said, Laura, you should grow Candy Tuft. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And you were like, no, like you should for real. Okay, so 15 containers of Nasturtium. It's fine. We're gonna just be okay with the fact that I am always going to plant too much. We just have to accept this about me. All of us, including myself. And this is not even going to be all of my nasturtiums because I know I'm going to plant all of my seeds outside. All the rest of my seeds, I should say. Okay, don't fall out. You have one job. Grow nasturtiums. Don't fall over. Embarrass me like this. Okay. Stay standing up. Beautiful, which leaves us with 3 pots, and those 3 pots we can use to, oh, why am I like this? That's why I needed the pea pad underneath my stuff. Okay, I lost a nasturtium seed. Is the other one lost also? Maybe. It's like I play the Hunger Games with myself over here. Okay, I think I got them. Good and good. That leaves us 3 seed pots that we can put some larger seedlings in, and I really need to transplant these guys. They're starting to struggle. They do not like sitting in this, and I mean, I'm not gonna blame them. It doesn't look like the best situation to live in. Why do I not have my little, there you are. So these ones are the Malva, and I think I'm gonna try and just put 1 plant per pot, even though that means I can only pick 3 of them for these pots. I just want to try and disturb the roots as little as possible, and I think transplanting them young like this is going to give us a higher chance of not having the roots be super, super mad about the transplant. There you go, honey. See? See how they're dropping leaves and yellowing already? Like, why? I didn't do anything. But that should help anyway. And I think that maybe they're overwatered. I can't tell. I mean, they're yellowing, which makes me think overwatered, but it's also possible that they are like unhappy about the stuff in the water, you know, like they don't like the chlorine, or they don't like, I don't know, they're sensitive little daisies. They're literally not daisies, they're Malva, but they're very pretty, and I'm going to just tolerate their drama so that we can see them. Also, these are a perennial, which I love. I'm now obsessed with perennials. I am an official perennial girly. Perennials. Guaranteed flowers year after year. You know? Makes it so exciting. You just know you're going to get flowers because you had flowers last time. I love that. Okay, who's our next strongest looking one? I feel like it's you, but not really. You're all kind of puny. Why do you have to disappoint me like this? This is gonna die. I touched that one way too much. Some of you may die. All right, there we go. I kind of want to put 2 in this pot because this one's probably gonna die because I screwed with the roots too much. But we'll give her a chance just in case. She might want a chance. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Now these ones I'm going to be putting into the little green pots, I think. So my first set is finished. I'm going to just move that all the way out of the way so that we don't end up causing a whole drama and making a huge mess in my room. Ta-da. Crazy birds. Ugh. Why do these pots even fall over? Disrespectful. All right, so let's transplant a few more of these malva, and then we're also going to be transplanting more coleus, and we're going to be transplanting all of the hummingbird pink salvia. These are looking really good, really strong. I'm really happy about it. And I'm gonna just put one per pot, even though my brain wants to save all of them. We're gonna save, I don't know, 9 of them, let's say. It's so stressful deciding on which of your plant children will survive. I want them all to live long, healthy lives. But I don't have enough room, and I don't have enough plant pots, so they can't all come. Interestingly, the one plant that has 2 plants in it is the strongest plant. See? Beautiful. So we do need to plant more Apricotta Cosmos just because they are looking, they're not doing anything, and I'm nervous. So we do need to plant more of those. Okay, this is going to get labeled in one of them. It's easy for me to tell plants as long as one is labeled. I don't need every single individual labeled. Okay, get you in there. Enjoy your new apartment. You'll be moving to an all-inclusive resort in a couple more weeks. For now, just survive, please. Ooh, that's a lot of root. Do you see all that root hanging off? Oh, lordy. Okay, so far we have 4 of them in. And I'm still trying to decide how many I want, because, like, how many do I want? I want 2, but, like, I'm banking on everybody who I do trade or give plants to will want this, but there's no reason to believe that because I don't know any of these people's preferences for hummingbird pink salvia. And how many would any one person need? Probably 1. That's a pretty big plant. It gets about 5 feet tall and about maybe 3 feet wide. It's a big plant. So it's not like I can have that many. And yet here I am pulling these baby salvias and up potting them. Nice and healthy. I'm guessing your mom is in the throes as well as starting seeds. I would imagine the answer to that question is yes. The season has absolutely begun. And they have a heated greenhouse at the farm, so she could have started weeks ago as opposed to, like, I guess I started weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, she can start a lot earlier and plant a lot more because she just has, like, basically unlimited room. I think I'm just going to plant 9. I think I'm going to let 3 of them. It's so hard for me. You know what I'll do? In this last pot, I'll put 2. And that way only 2 need to get sacrificed to the seedling gods. There. Now now the universe can heal. Look at me sacrifice 2 seedlings. Are you ready for this? Here, I'll show you even from above so that you can see really clearly. See this? Watch me be brave. This is me being brave. Ready? Look at me pull out a seedling. And I'm not even going to save it. It's just going in the garbage. Okay, now all of these little fellas will be planted in a little while. And my malva, how many malva do I want? I planted only 3. So I do need to plant more than that. That's just simply won't do. Okay. Try and get you up a little. There. All right. Malva. Sorry for disrupting your taproot. Please forgive me. Do not die. Malva. What are we planting? So right at this moment, what you've walked into is me transplanting some malva, which is a flowering relative to like Rose of Sharon, hibiscus, marshmallow. She looks like all of those. So we're just transplanting some of them. And then we are going to be transplanting coleus next, and then straw flowers, and then I think after that we'll do seeds. But I do need to start so many seeds, but I need the seed trays that these seedlings are in. So we have to up pot the seedlings, which frees up the seed tray, which allows us to reuse the seed tray for the new seedlings. It's all part of the plan. I'm putting 2 of them per container here because I have 3 of them that will grow very large in their own container, and then I'll have 3 with 2 per container. That way I can save more pots. Okay, you guys are the last 2 I'm saving, so you are number 1. Pull that leaf off. Okay, let's just relax here. Let me see. Hello, I'm having trouble humaning today. Story of my life. I get that. I very much relate to having trouble humaning. For me, it seems to be more around my period than it used to be. Like, I wasn't like a PMSer, but now I have PMS in a way that is like, I can't function. It's not like I'm in a bad mood. It's like I can't function. Okay, so that's that. 2 more malva here are going to be sacrificed to the plant gods because I am so brave. Watch what I did there. Did you see that? Kind of important. Okay, next we're gonna do the coleus. And these are all looking amazing in their little individual seed trays. Look at those roots. Look at all them roots. Beautiful, beautiful roots. So we're going to plant them up, or pot them up rather. Just trying to get them out without hurting any of those roots, but also you don't want to pinch the stem because you can bruise it, and if you bruise it, it may die. Every one of the plants I grow seems to be a diva, but it's worth it. So I just pull on them super gently to get them out of the seed tray, and then we'll be able to pot them up. There you go. Look at those roots. Beautiful. This one, I definitely need this one to live, even though it's trying to flower. We're not needing you to flower. I just need you to survive. Okay. I also already have enough coleus, if I'm being honest with you. So these ones, since they're a little bit wimpier, I'm going to just sacrifice them. I don't actually need any more coleus. So much so that even though the ones that I planted didn't sprout well, the like seeds, I don't need to plant more because there are enough via cuttings. Look at that. How do you like those digs, baby girl? Okay, do I have another of that kind? No. I mean, you are. You're just a little small right now. Let me see. Sid. I planted all my peppers and loofahs. What do you make from the loofahs, Sid? Yeah, you gotta get the loofahs started now. I'm not doing loofah this year. I do need to find my seeds for my castor bean. I don't know where they could have ended up because they're a large seed. Like, the fact that they've disappeared is kind of confusing. The other thing I'm doing right now is I'm putting 2 seedlings per pot, but I'm making sure they're the same variety of coleus. Not that it matters. They're super visibly coleus, so it doesn't really matter, but there we go. Beauty. These are all going to get watered in before they go underneath the grow lights. There's number 1. This kind is called French Quarter, and it is so pretty. I grew it last year from seed that I saved from a public garden the year before. And I'm so excited to have it early this year. All right, there. And then even though this plant is small and wimpy and just green, it's the only cutting that I have from the plant that was green. All of my other ones that I saved seem to be the variegated pink. Like, they have a lot of pink in them. And that is beautiful, but I do need at least a little bit of the green, lime green one. All right, there we go. So those are done. Now, who else could get transplanted? Did I bring anybody else for a transplant today? Oh, I did. I also brought something to show you because I was excited about it, but maybe you can help me with this because this was something I did that was like probably a bad idea because it's way early. I planted rainbow popcorn. This is my rainbow popcorn. What do I do with it now? How do I go about having this in my house until spring? I'm pretty sure this is too early to survive. But I'm just like optimistic that maybe it'll just survive. I don't know. It could happen, you know? All right, so I'm gonna do these marigolds. These are the Naughty Marietta marigolds. Love her. Don't necessarily love whoever named her. Naughty Marietta? I don't know. The plant naming community is like a unique group of people, I think. Okay, Naughty Marietta. Just go ahead and get right in there. Now you can just take off. You just go wild. Grow out of control, girlfriend. Okay, Naughty Marietta. I don't have any more labels, so that's great. That's a super strong way to start. Naughty Marietta, come here, darling. Thank you. There you are. I'm planting her a little deep because the stem will grow roots and make her even stronger, like a baby tomato. You can make it live. You're a plant goddess. Let's hope. I do think I need to label these marigolds. I think I will be disappointed in myself if my marigolds at least are not labeled, but I don't have anything to label them with. What do I do? What do I do? Is this plastic thick enough? I don't have extra of it though. I don't have any extra plastic things. My mom uses blinds, but I can't take the blinds apart because they're being used as blinds, so can't do that. Now can I? Okay, give me one more minute to just try and remember where I put the labels. I know there were more labels. That's what's making me feel crazy, is I know there were more. I know I had more. And I'm sure I put them somewhere that made perfect sense at the time. But where? So annoying. Okay, one sec. I'll use this sticky thing. I'm just gonna cut it with scissors. Oh. I wouldn't have put it in that drawer, would I? I might. I would. No, I didn't. Oh, I found another label. It is literally infuriating. I don't understand how it is possible to completely lose my labels. I'm gonna find them after gardening season and I'm gonna go crazy about it. Okay, I'm just going to cut these labels and reuse them. Meow, 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 meow. Where did my label writing marker go? Oh, golly. Where did I put my...
Huh?
Do you see my container of pens?
Container of pens?
Yeah, I don't know where... I still can't find my labels and it's making me insane.
Yeah, they were on your table.
I know. But also, I now need a marker that I don't know where to put it.
Uh-oh.
I know. I'm so annoying.
Sounds tough.
I know. It is tough. What's tough is when I find them, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Alright, I give up. I'm gonna just go back to what I'm doing. I'm not gonna look the whole stream. Can you imagine? I just leave. I'm just gone for the whole stream because, no, I'm gonna find it. Okay, how small of a label can we manage? Do that. Do that. And you can do that. Okay. Nailed it. Okay, so now we have Naughty Marietta. I don't have enough room for that, so I'm just going to write Marietta because I'll know what that means. Marietta. Meow, 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 meow. Marietta. And another Naughty Marietta. Okay. How many Naughty Mariettas do I need, you know? What's the correct number for a Naughty Marietta? Here you go. Get in there a little deeper, honey. Thank you. Give you a little extra dirt from your sisters. You can thank them later. Beautiful. 3 Naughty Mariettas. And I think what I'll do with the rest of them here is I will give them a seed starting tray to grow out in. Because I don't have any more large pots right now. So that's just what's going to happen to them. I'm sure there are 4 though, so I'm thinking that'll fill up this tray perfect. And then bada boom, bada bang. Bob's your uncle. And we have so many flowers. That's the plan. Plan? It's like plant seeds, become a millionaire, you know? Morning, Christine. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see ya. There we go. Naughty Mariettas. Did I write it on 2 more or just 1 more? Did I write it anywhere else? No. Okay. So you will be Marietta. Do, 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 do. Okay. Labeled. Beautiful. 1 more thing done. You are going to have to go back into your other tray though because I don't have room for you. Okay, next we are going to do, what are we going to do here? We're going to up pot some Amaranth into this guy. This is going to be, I think I'll do 12 of each just to give them a little bit of time to kind of grow out. They need to grow out before we can plant them into their own pots, and this will be a good setup for them to grow out into. So I'll just start by filling the pots. They're not like compressed, but they're not like super lightly filled. But if I give them a tap, you'll see which ones are not all the way filled. There we go. Okay, so first one we're gonna do is Amaranth Love Lies Bleeding. Amaranth Love Lies Bleeding. These seedlings are so small and so delicate, and the root is literally just a hair at this point. So we're going to have to be increasingly, exceedingly, superiorly delicate with these, if possible. Okay, calm down. Okay, relax. Everybody is good here. All right, so now I'm going to make some nice deep holes into the seed tray. Pretty much all the way to the bottom because these roots are quite long. And I want the hole to be large enough that I can just pop the entire seedling down without it kind of catching on anything. That way the root can continue in the direction it's already trying to go. And Love Lies Bleeding is such a beautiful amaranth. Okay, now I'm going to do my best to really not touch very much of the plant or the roots. Ideally, only touch the leaves and barely even grip them. Like, gravity is basically what's pulling them apart, not my my brute strength there. There we go. Gotta be so gentle because they are so little. And every single part of the plant right now is so important for it to just survive because it's so small. It has almost nothing. That's why if the roots get disturbed even a little bit, the plant freaks out and dies because it only has one real root and two very small leaves. They're not even real leaves yet. There we go. Oops, look at this. See that one root and that tiny little plant. Sorry. The official number today, I haven't checked, Candace. I'm getting anxious about it, so I've stopped checking. I also stopped replying to Julia about it. She sends me a text every day. What's the number today? And I just stopped replying. I reply to her other messages, but when she asks about the number, I'm like, I don't know, and I don't want to look. Because whenever I look, I'm like, why? Why is it not there yet? And then I'm like, no, I want to feel excited, not disappointed. But I've been feeling like disappointed that it seems to slow down right as we approach 100,000. But we are nearly there. There we go. We can check the official number. I'm just anxious that it's like slowing down. And I know it's gonna hit it. It's just like now it's like slower. And it makes me nervous. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, everything is up. Everything is on the up and up. Good. Okay, I see another good sized leaf on this side. I am trying to pick the biggest, strongest looking seedlings, but at this point it doesn't really matter because they're so small. Any one of them could grow into a huge grown-up plant, but they also could all just die ahead of time. So no way of knowing. Plus, these are something that I usually start additional seeds directly in the garden. So another reason why I'm not particularly worried about them. I am being delicate though, as delicate as I can be. Okay, there we go. I've been saying to Alex for like years, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, then I'll be a real live YouTuber. And I think that's part of what makes me anxious, is that like, I'm gonna be the exact same person I was before. There isn't gonna be a huge change, but I feel like I've been expecting it to cause this huge shift, but it won't. 100,000 subscribers is a big number, and I'm very proud that the channel has managed to get there. However, it's not going to change anything about my day-to-day. It's not going to change anything about my upload schedule or anything, so it's not really a big change. Plus, it's just happening on the internet. It's not like, I don't know, it's not like it's at a physical location, a store, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we've made it to our 100-year anniversary at this store. It's just like, I don't know. Okay, there we go. Amaranth Love Lies Bleeding is now transplanted, and I am sacrificing all the rest of these amaranth because, like I said, these are so easy to grow in the garden directly, so I don't really need all of these seeds to be alive. I don't need really any of them, but I want a few of them to have a head start, but generally they don't really need a head start. They catch up to everything else in the garden. By the way, if you have not yet done so, please click the thumbs up button. No, poor babies. I know. The life they live, the struggles they undertake just for me. Okay, right now we are at 99,866. 99,866. 99866. That is the official count as of right now. So, there's that. All right, don't need any more use. All I use. Gonna have to go get water. You're gonna need water right away. Gonna wilt on me. All right. I don't think we're gonna be able to up pot the straw flowers today because I don't have anywhere for them to go. So I think we're just gonna leave those, and I think we're gonna start. We still have to up pot the other amaranth, which is the coral fountain. Ta-da! Cruelty to plant babies. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, good thing I wore an apron. Just spilled dirt all over myself. All right. Level that out. Give her a bit of a tap. Top off the like low ones. Then I can take my seedling container and pull it apart. Then, so delicately, I can pull some of the soil off to expose my plants from the side so that I can see those little roots, which will allow me to pull them apart without injuring them, or without injuring them as much. It does injure them, every transplant, which is why plants don't like it. Like, imagine if every single time you cut your nails, you made yourself bleed. Every transplant hurts. Like, I'm trying to make it the least painful possible, but every single transplant rips some of their roots. So, like, I know they don't feel pain the way humans do, obviously. I dispose of the seedlings that I do not want, but I do not want them to feel any more pain than they need to. 134 to go. That's crazy. That's not a lot, honestly. It's not a lot. Okay. There we go. Come on out here, darling. Nope. That's not what I wanted from you. If you don't come out with your root, you're not gonna make it. Come here, little darling. Come on. There you go. Some of them know what they're supposed to do. There we are. Nope, you need to be way deeper. Thank you. And fingers crossed, we won't have too high of a dampening off rate. This is something that happens especially with these super delicate little seedlings. There's this thing that can happen called dampening off, and the plant basically rots where the plant meets the soil. Like right at that soil line. And it is very common with amaranth because these seedlings are just so freaking delicate. Woohoo! Cruelty to plant babies everywhere. I can't help it. I'm trying not to be cruel. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible with them. There we go. Here you are, darling. Tuck you into your little apartment. More like a rooming house, but they don't know the difference. They're plants, so I can call it an apartment. Gorge. Gorgeous. I saw another one with big leaves. There you are. Lovely. And beautiful. Beautiful and lovely. Happy for you. Okay. All right. That's a good size. Please have a good root on you. See, sometimes the big beautiful leaves are not the ones that end up with a big root on them. In this case, it is. There we go. How about you? Do you have a nice root? Please have a nice root because you look healthy. Oh, lovely. Okay. And there we go. How about you? Do you have, ooh, I can see your root already. Gorgeous. Thank you. All right, I do need to get water in these pretty much immediately because if they don't get watered really quick after transplanting, Amaranth just fully keels over and dies without any warning. All of these would be dead in like 2 hours if I didn't water them. All right, last one of the Amaranth Coral Fountain. Now all of our Amaranths have gone through their first transplant. Happy birthday, everybody. And to all of your sisters, adieu. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Just gonna kind of scrub these together to get them to kill any remaining Amaranth seedlings that are harder to get out of the dirt. And then I can fill this guy up with that. Oops, that had a Amaranth in it, I think. Okay. Now I can fill this up, and we can use this. I don't think we need it today, but in the future. We could plant seeds directly in there also. That's an option. We could do that. It's not illegal. It's not against the law. What are they going to do? Shoot me? I doubt it. All right, there we go. Now let me just go take these into the kitchen, put some water in the trays underneath them, and get them tucked in underneath a grow light right away just so that they don't freak out. BRB. So now I have 12 Love Lives Bleeding and 12 Coral Fountain. Moving right along. Moving right along. Some of us are thirsty and the pubs have been open for 5 minutes. Did you know that?
Yes.
Did you know it when I said the first part?
No, move along.
Did you know it when I said it in his voice?
Now I know it.
Okay. What will we do? Alex, what should we do? You can have mine. I'm not gonna finish it. My stomach hurts. And it's still warm. All right, so now that we've done those things, I also just wanted you to see the Gladiolus. It is sprouting, the first one, and I think some of these other ones are probably going to sprout whenever they decide to. Are you gonna rot or are you gonna sprout? You're still solid. So maybe you'll sprout. How about you? Still solid, but not sprouting. What does it want? What did I do wrong? How am I supposed to have them exposed to the sun or something? Let me see. Let's see what the internet has to say about this. Planting baby Gladiolus corms. In spring, sure, 2 to 3 inches. That's probably why I have them too close to the surface. So they're not getting what they want. Sorry, kids. Let's unpackage you. And then transplant our success story here. And then we'll unpackage you. And then we'll transplant out our success story. Where are you, dear? There you are, darling. Yep, and you know what? It's the deepest one. And she's growing herself a little corm bulb. How cute. So cute. Look at her. Look at this. Okay. This will be a gladiolus. Look at how cute she is. She's just a baby. Okay, so those glads are the ones that are alive already. These glads are the ones that have not woken up. Beelzebub, what are you yelling for? So I need to plant these deeper. That was the problem. They're not deep enough. I don't know what they would even notice. How can you tell the difference? You're a cardboard. You're a piece of brown. You're just a hard brown piece of seed. How do you know how deep you're planted? Like, what's that all about? What am I, a doctor? What are these plants? Sentient? What's that all about? I don't know how I feel about it. How would they even... Okay, so if it needs to be 2 or 3 inches deep, right? Let's say, okay, they're aware of like elevation or something, but if I put them 2 to 3 inches deep on a shelf versus 2 to 3 inches deep sitting on the floor, would they know the difference? Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of soil... Excuse you! I'm going to put a little bit of soil at the bottom of the pot. I'm going to pack it down a bit. I decided to play with my indie website, help my sad brain get a little happy vibe. Yes, good idea. Okay, so then I'm going to scatter a little bit Beelzebub. That's enough out of you. I'm going to scatter a little bit on top of it, just so that I have something to like push the corms into. Then I'll take these beautiful little corms, make sure there's no mold on any of them, and then I'll tuck them in. 1, 2, Beelzebub. Knock it off. 1, 2, 3. Beelzebub, I'm not interested in all that ruckus, darling. Not interested. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Why I oughta. Okay, so right now I'm planting them 16 to 1 planter, which seems like a lot, but that's because it is. My dude, all you gotta do is swallow. You just don't breathe at the same time, and that won't happen. There you go. Nailed it. This dog would not survive in the wild, I can tell you that. You know, some animals, you know they'd be okay. Like Peekaboo, if we died, I'm sure she'd find a way. Toby, if we died, I think he'd die the same day. I don't think he could survive like a day without people. Sir, cough it out. You got it. Nailed it. All right, so now I've got 16 little corms in there. Now I will plant a bunch of soil on top of it. Beelzebub, I'm not interested, please, thank you. Pack it down just a little, not too much. Don't want to make it difficult. Don't want them struggling. And then we'll just label you right back up. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, so now in the next pot of glads, which we're going to be very glad to plant. Pun absolutely intended. Okay, then I'm going to do 16 again. 1, 2, 3. Sir. 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 Bro. Dude. Dog. Okay, he's good. I was like, stop making noise. As long as the cough has sound in it, everything's okay. That's the rule with babies, and that's the rule that I'm taking to be true with dogs as well. If they're coughing and you can hear the sound of coughing, the baby is not in danger. If they're coughing and there is no sound coming out, baby is now choking. That's how I do. There we go. What's drawn you to the Brit accent this morning? Been watching some fun TV? Literally no. I would love to tell you that there's a reason, but there's no reason. It's just what's happening. I've got no reason at all. Have I watched anything with British stuff in it? I don't think so. Toby's just choking on his own throat. We do have a regular vet appointment coming up, and I am going to mention it to see if there's any like garment he could be wearing that will redirect his like throat into a way that makes him comfortable, because he is always choking after he drinks. He doesn't choke after eating, but after he drinks or after he looks up too high or after he barks a lot. All right, nailed it. Beautiful. We've got our Gladiolus attempt number 2 underway. Let's see if having them deeper is going to be the solution to our problems. Now we're going to plant some seeds, and the seeds we're going to plant are going to go directly into these seed trays. And these seed trays are little 6-packs and little 4-packs. So I'm probably just going to put 1 or 2 seeds per seed tray. So let's go over the seeds that we have here. Still yet to plant, or still left to plant rather. Okay, so I want to do more Pearly Winged Everlasting, more Apricota Cosmos. I also want basil. Oh, I actually have quite a lot of things here, it seems. Oh, Miss Beelzebub, my sweet little bird. My sweet troublemaking bird. Gomphrena, oh, I have that direct sow because the seeds are ugly. Or difficult, I should say. They're not ugly, they're just difficult. Okay, then we need Cleome. Where's the other Cleome? Purple Cleome. Black Knight Scabiosa. Like, it was fun, but, like, I don't care about it. Okay, so now we're gonna do... Where's my pen? Here. We'll do Cleome. Do you think I need to label the pink from the purple? I think I can probably just have Cleome. I don't think it matters to me what color. Since I'm a Potterhead, it always makes me smile when you go British. It reminds me of quoting the movies with my brother. You gotta do it with the accent. Okay, let's do... Should I label the pink from the purple? Because that would make it 2 separate... Wow, could you work, though? Make it 2 separate label things. Cleome. I'm gonna do probably 6 of each color. Is that too many? I probably don't need that many. Probably don't need that many at all. Cleome pink. I'll just do both because Cleome purple. Because it's true that I would rather have purple if push comes to shove. So Cleome pink and Cleome purple. Cleome pink is from a brand new seed pack. Oh, no, it's not. It's from a brand new seed pack inside of it. That's not a Cleome seed, Laura. Stop it. Don't screw with me. Are you for real? 1 pink Cleome seed? Are you on drugs? Why is it like this? I'm not growing pink Cleome this year. I will put the pink Cleome seed into the purple one, though. Oh, well. A disappointment all around. Okay, so there's that. Then purple Cleome, I know I've got lots of it. And these also are great direct sown. I have very good luck with them when direct sown. I'm gonna do, I think 2 per seed container. 2 per cell, I guess. You're a good bird. So they're ending up with like 5 per cell by accident, but I'll just thin them as they come up. Gorge. Tuck them back down in there. Keep them nice and cozy and safe. Happy birthday, little Cleome, or it will be a happy birthday when you're born, eventually. All right, Cleome done. Then chamomile. Do I really need to grow chamomile right now? I'm gonna, but do I need to? The answer to that is definitely no. I'm guessing chamomile needs sun to germinate on account of the size of the seed. So these, oh, it smells like chamomile tea. I'm gonna just scatter them on the surface of the soil. That is so many more chamomile plants than I am ever gonna need, but you know, come at me, you know? Then I'll just tuck them down. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing because I don't have these in frame. Apologies. All right, then we can just tuck them down as though they got stepped on. And that's our chamomile. I don't need chamomile labeled. I know what chamomile looks like. Next is Pearly Winged Everlasting. We're gonna try again because I had 0% germination. But I also did decide to start some outside. Okay. Oh, I hate the floofiness. I just want the floof to come out so that I can see the seeds. I feel feel like those are probably the seeds, right? And if this comes up where it shouldn't, I won't be upset because I have 0 germination so far. I'm assuming that these are probably going to mold a little bit because the fluff, which is virtually unremovable, is more or less attached to those seeds. So I'm just going to kind of poke around with the fluff. Assume that it needs light to germinate just because of the way the seeds are. There. This is a weed here. As if you can measure soil that small. As if you can, hold on. Yes, chamomile is one of those lightly sprinkle with 1/8 of an inch of soil things. 1/8, yeah. I'm not measuring soil like that. Excuse you. Okay, Pearly Everlasting, since I used all the seeds, I just tucked the whole envelope in as my seed marker. Dianthus. I do need like serious amounts of basil. So what do you want? 1 centimeter deep. Excuse me, Beelzebub. I don't want to hear that anymore. You can talk nice. If you're going to be yelling and making grouchy noises, well, then I'll have to talk to you in a stern voice like this, and you don't like it. So I'd prefer if you could just relax, okay? All right? Thank you. Poor baby. Okay, what in the world am I looking at here? This is multiple different things. This is not all basil, Laura. Those are sweet peas. Okay, so I decided to mix sweet peas in with my basil for some reason. Look at my seeds. So the red and the green ones are basil. They're just pelleted seeds. But these big ones are sweet peas. What are they doing in there? I just dropped a bunch of basil into this seed area. Okay, so basil, I know in my heart of hearts I'm gonna need kind of a lot. Usually I get my basil from my mom. This year I said I want to try because I have never grown it. On my own anyway, I've never grown it. I've always grown it from baby plants that my mom gives me. You know what? Maybe I'll drop them on and then I'll poke them in to make them go in. 1, 2. 1. I'm using all the different seeds. So I'm using the red pelleted ones and the green pelleted ones. But I'm also going to use just some miscellaneous basil seeds. I think I'll probably just toss the rest out with the sweet peas. How did sweet peas even get in here? And these sweet peas have been affected by the sweet pea weevil. So that means these seeds were saved from that lady's house because hers always have the weevils in them. You know the lady I'm talking about, right? The lady. The one that I got the sweet peas from. This is how, when it says to cover with whatever of soil, Sid, I put the soil in my hands and rub over the seed tray like it's a pepper grinder. And then it gets just a thin little coating and it looks wonderful. So these are going to be taking 1,000,000 years to germinate, which is fine. Basil takes forever. I don't appreciate that it takes forever, but it's fine. We'll just make it work. Basil. Done. So now we're going to have 20-ish plants of basil. Let's do dianthus as well. Just because we couldn't get it to work last year. Okay, what do you want me to do? 8 weeks, 1 inch apart, 1/4 inch deep. Keep moist but not soggy. All right. 1 inch deep seems like pretty deep. Okay. Dianthus, if you don't work this year, you're done. I need you to understand this is your last chance, little seeds. You get 1 more chance. And if you do it again, I'll turn you into a goonie. Little lace dianthus growing in the garden, dampening off and dying and Making Laura really mad. Did you guys ever sing that song? So I'm putting too many seeds per hole because I doubt that they're all gonna survive. And by doubt, I mean I feel quite guaranteed that it won't survive. But I'm hopeful in like a distant, vague way that it's gonna all work out for us. Dianthus. Is it called something? Lace perfume. Lace perfume. All right. Can you guys remember also, please click the thumbs up button if you're here and you've not yet clicked it. Please do. I come here 3 times a week, 3 hours each time, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you like to do crafts, or if you forget where to put your hand when you're talking, or if you like seeds, come back Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. because that's where I am. I'm here. Okay, Dianthus done. All right. Apricota Cosmos. I want to plant more of them because I feel nervous that my current ones are not looking great. There's nothing happening. So I think I'm going to do, am I going to do 2 per seedling or am I going to just do 1 per seedling? Like, do I want to do 6 of them? I think I'll do 6 of them. But I'm just going to do 1 in each seed tray, like a brave, brave woman. Just 1 seed in each seed tray, but what if it doesn't come up? There's no way to know. Okay, poke, 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 poke. All right, we have 6 more. Fingers crossed that's gonna be what we need. Cover them with just a little soil. See, last time I just barely tucked them into the soil, so I figured that that meant that it would be fine. But apparently, it's not enough. It needs more love. Okay. Apricota Cosmo. Beauty. All right, next we have Maidenhair Cypress Vine. Oh, look at you. Look at how nice I was to myself. I gave myself a label. Okay, let me use the scissors to cut this label so that I can use the other piece for another project or another plant. There. Okay, Cypress, Maidenhair. You can go in here. What do you want? How deep do you want to be planted? 2 to 3 inches apart and 1/2 inch deep. Firm soil over the seeds. Okay. If you say so. 1 and 2. We're gonna do 8 because I don't think these will do anything and I don't think they will live. But we're gonna try. We did try these last year, right? Yeah, it is the Maidenhair. Okay, so now those are all in. So now that they're in, I'm gonna push them in about 1/2 inch as recommended. And then we're gonna firm the soil over top of it like it says. So first I'm gonna put a little extra soil so that there's something to actually firm down. All right, and then we can just push it down, firm it down with my fingers, just so that the seed has something to grip on as the little tendrils start to come out of it. There you go, darlings. We're gonna have so many flowers. Okay. Next, this is purple. I think it's some kind of heather or something. I don't know what it is, but it was growing in Halifax and I didn't grow it last year because I couldn't figure out what it was. But I had a picture of it and I think I want to see what it is. So I'm just gonna assume that these are surface sown just because of how small they are. And I will just surface sow a bunch of them because if something makes a lot of seeds, what's the rule? You have to plant a lot of seeds. For example, breadseed poppies. 1 flower makes 1,000 seeds. So when you're planting poppies, you have to plant hundreds and hundreds of seeds because if you only plant 10 seeds, you will get 0 poppies. But if you plant 1,000 seeds, you might get 1,000 poppies. Probably you won't, but you might. Better to have more than less in terms of poppies. Okay, this is Mystery Halifax ground cover. So that I know how tall it's gonna get. Mystery Halifax ground cover. We already did pearly winged everlasting. Okay, now we can do Scabiosa. Oh, and candy tuft. We must do candy tuft. It's imperative that we do candy tuft again. Although last year I did start the candy tuft seeds outside. Do you say we should start outside? No, 4 to 6 weeks, which we're at that, right? We're 4 to 6 weeks. How much do you like to be in the ground? Planting depth, 1/4 of an inch, 6 millimeters. And how many of you do we need? We need kind of a lot of candy tuft, I feel like. So I think I will surface sow you kind of. Like, what am I doing? I'm gonna do like a few per seed tray or per seed thing. And that way if I want, I'll have more available to me. And if I don't want, then I will sacrifice them to the gods. And we'll all be happy. And we'll dance and we'll laugh. Okay, there we go. Cover you with just a little bit of soil there, darling. Firm you down, give you something to grip. And then we will call you Candy Tuft. And you will be our Candy Tuft. Candy Tuft. Candy Tuft. Not tuft. Tough. All right, and then we have, oh yeah, Scabiosa. Okay, so we only have room for 2 more seeds to start today. And one of those is going to be Grandmother's Pincushion, Scabiosa. How do you want to be depth? 1 to 2 inches apart for 2 to 3 weeks. Cover with 1/4 inch deep and keep moist and provide a good light source. What do you mean provide a good light source? Obviously they're under grow lights, my dude. Okay, so we'll do 2 per cell because while I do not care about them, I do still want them to succeed. By the way, don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you have not yet clicked it. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, I almost think I can go without labeling Scabiosa because of the way that it looks, but I'm going to label it because I'm a very grown-up woman, and I'm not going to have a garden with no idea what I'm doing this year. We're going to know what's going to happen. We're going to be so ready. We are back, baby. Okay, this is just assorted. There you are, darling. Excuse me. Choking on my spit. Okay. Scabiosa. It's Scabiosa, not Scabiosa. Give you guys a little tuck in there. Tuck, 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 tuck. And then we'll just cover you all up a little with just a little bit of soil. Give you something to grab onto. Gorgeous. And now whoomst among us could we have more of right now? Oh, I want to try more gold dust, sweet alyssum, because guess how many of them survived? The answer is 0. The answer is I have 0 survivors. Okay, so these look like perfectly fine seeds. There should be nothing about these that tells me they're dead, and yet 0 success. So we're gonna try again. This time I am going to lightly cover them because last time I surface sowed and I got 0 germination, they molded. So this time I'm going to cover them just a little in just a tiny bit of soil to see if that makes any difference. Maybe they just needed a little extra love. So I'm going to sort of push them down into the seed tray, seed cells rather, with my fingers. Beelzebub. Knock it off. Knock it off. That's what Alistair says if he wants you to stop anything. Knock it off. It's very cute to see a 3-year-old say knock it off, let me tell you. Stop, he's gonna turn 4 this summer. All right, so there we go. Sweet Alyssum Gold Dust. Well, we're just gonna have to know that that's what it is. All right, so there we go. We have made it to the end of our seed starting for today. Now let me go put these under a grow light. And they are gonna need to be watered today. I am telling you, if you keep screeching like that, I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna poke you. Or I'm just gonna talk to you real up close. And I won't stop talking to you. You hear? No, thank you. No, thank you, I says. I tell you what. I don't like all that screeching, girlfriend. Alex, could you turn on their light? That could be what's making her mad. Why are you two empty? Is there a reason? Did we plant something in here or did we just forget to? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Beelzebub. Honey, I feel it. I can feel your angst, baby girl. It's not the time. It's simply not the time. All right. Oh, Toblerone. Yeah, get it out. You're good. Get it all out of there, buddy. Okay. All right. Got it. You good, bro? Beelzebub, I hear you escalating. Stop baiting him. Gary's not as smart as you. I don't know if you can hear, but the way the birds work is Beelzebub starts getting all amped up, and then she makes Gary amped up, and then he screams. And then she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. I didn't scream. Okay, the next one we need to do. Tangerine Marigolds, Clarkia Mountain Garland, Alyssum, Beelzebub. That's enough. Okay, so let's do more Scabiosa. This one will do the pincushion version of the Black Knight kind. Oh, there's a good one. All right. Do you hear her amping him up? He's not amped. That's all Beelzebub. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but I can tell what she's doing. She's like, do it, do it, do it, do it. And then he does it, and then she goes, why are you screaming? I didn't have anything to do with it. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so that is not labelable because I've, again, run out of labels. How thick of plastic is this? Not too thick. Love that for me. Oh, guess what? My local area has now made it so that you can recycle way more plastic. You can recycle black plastic now and opaque plastic. Okay, what did I just do? Dark Night. Dark Night. Come on, honey. Dark Night. Come on. There you go. Scabiosa. Dark Night. All right, Dark Night Scabiosa for the first 6. And then what are we going to do for the last 6? I think more Gypsophilia. Are you surface sown? Planting depth, 1/8 of an inch. That's basically surface sowing. Let me put the rest of these in. Just a couple per cell. And by a couple, I mean like 5 or 6 per cell. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Okay, there we are. And then we'll just cover it with a tiny little bit of soil. And that way we'll get that 3 millimeter number they're looking for. Toby, get your head out of there. Hey, Toby, get out of there. Yeah, I was talking to you. He's like, me, I didn't do anything. My head was not in the bird's area. He wants to catch them and fight them, but he is 4.5 pounds. All right, there we go. And I'm not going to label the baby's breath because I know what it looks like. But that's that for that. Okay, so now let's take us a sec. And let me move some of my plant stuff back to where it goes, and then we can clean up, and then we can get into the next section of the day. Let me just move all these guys, though, so that we don't have a mess. Hey there, what are you wagging your tail for, mister? All right. All right. I think this oxalis can probably live here now. I don't think these need to be under lights anymore. How you guys doing? What's the sitch? Any fun updates? What are we working on? Okay. Good. Oh, you're not supposed to be there. And then you guys have to go too. Done with all of you. Done with this. Lovely. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Michelle. Oh, I didn't even say this, by the way. Everybody, keep an eye on your mail. Keep an eye on your mail. If you are in our seed exchange, keep an eye on your mail. And by exchange, I mean swap. Our seed, nope, not swap. Seed give out. Gift, seed gift. Seed gift. Doesn't sound right. Hello, ma'am. Okay, I'm gonna just bring these outside really quick and shake them off. Because even though they're dirty, they're not like wet. I'll be right back. Gotta relax, honey. There's literally nothing going on right now. All right, so even though these are pea pads and we did use them, they're dirty, but they're not wet. So I'm going to be reusing them the next time we do seeds, which is probably on Friday. I just shook off the loose dirt. But look, now my table is pretty much clean. Ta-da! Beelzebub. Do you need something? Do you need something? Is that what, do you need something from me? Would you like a toy? You need a new toy? Here, look. Here, how about that? That's pretty cool, right? There, what are you gonna do with those? Okay, first of all, relax. Second of all, relax. All right, now I'm just gonna go wash my hands real quick. Proud that she can say shush now, so I'm surprised she isn't saying it. You should see her when she's saying shush. She's like bouncing her head up and down. When she says it, she's like, I'm saying shush. It's when I start making noise, like when I vacuum now, she starts just repeating shush, shush, shush. Because she knows that means stop making loud noise. Also, Peekaboo learned a trick, guys. In case you didn't know yet. Our kitty cat Peekaboo, she is trained like a circus cat. She's a circus cat. Toby, that's a strawberry for the birds. You don't get to eat it just because they dropped it. You know the rules, mister. Okay, and now I need a broom real quick, and I'm gonna take my apron off. Beelzebub, shush. Shush. You know the word, shush. Shush. Not too much of a mess today. Look at that. That's great. Okay, so that's a pretty good solution. There we go. Gorgeous. All right, there we go. Back to the world here. Hello, everybody. Do you see how nice and easy that was for me? It's like basically easy and clean now, which is great. There we go. What are we gonna do next? We still have a whole hour left. Oh, excuse my yawning. I am hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna eat today for lunch. So dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh. Have you ever tried to grow weed seeds before? Thomas, sorry, I didn't see your message until now. Even though it was 1 hour ago. Sorry. Have I ever grown? I have, but not effectively. Here, it's legal here, first of all. I live in Canada. You're allowed to grow at maximum 4 plants per person. Or is it 4 plants per household? Whatever. You're allowed to grow 4 cannabis plants in Canada, so the rules are different. I don't know where you are. It's probably not the same rules. But I did, when we lived on the farm, I grew... I think I started 4 seeds and 1 plant grew. And it was... I think I have pictures of it. It's it grew just fine outside, but it turned out to be a male plant. So it was ineffective. Or it was this female plant that got fertilized. It was ineffective, and also we were growing it as a like a centerpiece in our big vegetable garden. It was in a big pot, like a 3-foot across pot in the middle of our garden. And it was like the centerpiece of our garden for that summer. And so yes, I actually have. I wouldn't consider myself a successful planter in that regard, but I'm pretty good now with flower seeds, which is awesome. I like that. I like flower seeds. I mean, who doesn't like a little flower? But like, I'm more of the visual flower kind, like the pretty kinds that smell nice and are for making bouquets with. I feel like this is not sitting the way I want today. I just washed my hands. Where did that dirt come from? All right. Anyway, now we can talk about whatever you want, really. We are open and ready. Oh, I need to add Candy Tuft to the list of plants I'm growing. I have that list that we have a watercolor for. We did a watercolor painting. And in that list, Candy Tuft is not there because I didn't have seeds until this week. Oh, excuse me. Which brings us up to 79 varieties. Wait, did I even write chamomile? I'll have to look. Nope, I didn't write chamomile either. Okay, so I don't have room up there, or I don't have room down here. So I'm just going to write through, I guess. 79 is Candy Tuft. 80 is chamomile. Chamomile. Okay, so 80 varieties of flowers is what we're up to now, which is pretty exciting. I will show you what my little flower planner thing looks like. This is what I have. I have all of my plants that we're growing this year listed out and numbered. Oh, that's gonna be so fun. I'm really excited about this. So that's that. Do you want to paint or do you want to crochet? What's your vibe? How are we feeling today? I feel like I could do with some paint. Started some seeds yesterday. Ooh, what did you start? I think right now I am done everything that needs to be started inside. I think. I do need to plan for my sweet peas, what I'm going to do, because I don't have a plan for those. I know they're not a fan of being transplanted, but like I might have to, because my garden is not going to be turned over in time. Like I have to wait to turn the soil in my garden and to add soil because it's still frozen. And normally, even though it's frozen, I would plant the sweet peas and then I would amend later, but I need to like take all of the soil out of all of the containers in my garden and mix it around to give it like a good, I need to like sift it out essentially. I need to get a fence of some sort or like a sieve and treat all of my soil, but that's going to need time. I probably need 2 full days to do it, but I also need the temperature to be above freezing all night long as well, not just during the day. It needs to be warm enough overnight that I can guarantee that the soil will soften all the way. Let me see what we've got for weather to see what we're looking at, what it's looking like. Rainfall. Okay, we got a rainfall warning. I don't care about that. I want to see. Give me your 14 day. Excuse me. Okay, our low. Where's our low? Show me my low. Okay, -4 is the low tonight. Then tomorrow, 3, -4, 0, -4, 2, 2, 4, -8, 4, -9, -1, -5. Not ideal. March 19th, March 20th, we're still in the negatives. March 22. All right, April. Not ideal. Okay, so we'll see how we do. Ideally, we would have more warmth, and I don't have as much warmth as I would like. I also have soil on my face. It's making it look like I have a Neanderthal head. There we go. All right. What are we gonna do next? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to paint or do you need eggshells? Just saying. I will happily accept eggshells because I will grind them up and add them to my garden. I don't know what, I forgot to get a soil test. I still haven't done that, but I would like to, I also want to figure out something that we can do with, shoot, what is that stuff called? Hardware cloth. So I have I feel like it's like 50 feet long, a big roll of hardware cloth. Tomatoes, zucchini, jalapenos, cucumbers. Oh, that's awesome. Jalapenos are great. Okay, let me think again in my brain. Hardware cloth in the garden. Ways to use hardware cloth in the garden. Thinking, searching, using hardware cloth. I don't need to protect it. Wrapping tree trunks, lining compost bins, or making fencing to block rabbits and squirrels. Yeah, but like, what, could I do anything useful? What kind of trellis? Let's see. Hardware cloth trellis. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so if we get 4 stakes. Let's see. We do 4 big garden stakes. Sieve your soil. That's a good idea, honestly. 4 garden stakes. And then I can just attach the... Okay, that's an option, I guess. Use as a climbing device. Yeah, I just have to figure out how to organize that. Like, how am I going to do that? Am I going to build a frame around it? Am I just going to staple it to the fence? Like, what am I doing with the hardware cloth? I have a lot of it, and I think it will be really beneficial to my beautiful, beautiful sweet peas to have something amazing to climb up. An A-frame is not a bad idea. I could do an A-frame. I don't know, you know. Hard to say. I think I could do something like a trellis, though. I have so much of that I'm like, what am I going to do with it? I need it for something, probably. You know what's so weird about Facebook? I'm on live on Facebook also, but the comments go in a comment section. They don't go into like a live chat section. Not my favorite. Okay, I think I don't think. Like, do you want, I think maybe we can paint. Ugh. But like, I don't know what I want to paint, but I also don't know what I want to crochet. I just don't feel motivated right now. I feel like we did so much productive stuff with the seeds that now I'm just like vibing. So... Beelzebub, baby girl, relax. Line the side of the garage. The garage doesn't have plants on it because it's not where we plant things, because you can't see it, so it's not fun for me. What is it, honey? Just tell me what you need, baby girl. I'll do anything. Yeah, I will. I'll do anything. You have fresh water and fresh food. Okay. Yeah, so we could line the garage side, but again, nothing will trail on there because there's nothing planted there because you can't see it from any part of the backyard. So for me, it doesn't feel like fun because I don't get to see those plants. But I'm going to be doing morning glories and sweet peas and nasturtium. Those are my climbing varieties. I don't think I have anything else that climbs. Oh, the maidenhair vine, but that's kind of iffy. And the firecracker vine. So firecracker vine, nasturtium, sweet peas, maybe the maidenhair vine. Those are all going to be climbing up the trellises. But like... I'm trying to think of where I could like have it lean onto. I mean, I could have it go from the roof of our gazebo down to the garden bed so that the stuff climbs up and creates like a roof on our gazebo. That could be cool. I could also just use straight pieces of it on top of my garden beds in the spring so that the freaking squirrels will leave it alone. Squirrels are the biggest issue in my yard. I live in the downtown core of the city, and my yard has a tree or a hedge. It's like a large cedar. My yard has a large cedar and a structure, so animals come here, and there used to be a very large tree outside of our backyard, so there used to be even more animals. Like we had like skunks like everywhere, and now we still have skunks regularly, but not as regularly as the other way. And yeah, everything is raised bed. Everything is in a planter or in a plant pot or in something above the ground. I can't think of anything else, but it's like hard cloth. I feel like we're going to be able to figure it out when the time comes. But first, I have so much work to do, like by pulling out all the soil, turning it all over, and then putting it all back in. And all that has to be done before I can put my sweet peas in the ground, which should happen this week. It's not going to happen this week. But you know what is happening this week? My little niece Elizabeth is going to turn 1. Do you hear them? Get your nose out of there. That's why you're gossiping. You know you're doing bad boy stuff. Beelzebub. You're not allowed in the shelves, honey. You're not allowed in my shelves. Do you want some treats? Is that why you're excited? You and Gary were up to crimes? Doing all kinds of bird crimes. You want some treats, Gary? Oh yeah, now you're a good bird. Good bird. Good bird. There's you. Good bird. Can you say good bird? Good bird. Yeah, come here. Say good bird. Hold on. Say good bird. Oh, wait, it's up here. Here. Say good bird. Good bird. You say good bird. You don't want to talk to me? You want some, Gary? Oh, poor Gary. He's just so shy, it's hard for him to trust. I got it, buddy. Here you go. Don't bite me. Thank you. Yeah, you're so good. You're welcome. Good bird. Good bird. How about you? Are you a good bird, Beelzebub? Sometimes. Here, I'll put your food here. You can dig through it, okay? There you go, babies. And that is why I have to vacuum every single day. Okay, I think I do want to paint. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I think I do. It's like a fun and easy activity that I enjoy. Also, I got new paint brushes, so you can enjoy that with me. Food forest permaculture. I like the idea of some food forest permaculture. You found the right group over here. Oh, here are my other paintings, that's why. We're a good group for that type of activity. Our eventual fiber cult farm. We have a fiber farm dream. It's a cult of sorts, but it's like a non-religious cult that we're gonna start. And it's gonna have a food forest. Alright, we've got water, we've got a paper towel, and we've got paint. Gorgeous. Jules, Elizabeth is mesmerized by Gary. Hello, Julia. Hello, Elizabeth. Happy almost birthday. Alright. So, what we've got here, what we've got going on here, is some painting. Oh, I added a little more to this one. Trying to darken it down and brighten it up and do some stuff, so it's happening. Added another mushroom to this one. And I painted this one. It didn't come out looking like a Cosmo though, unfortunately. So, there's that. I just bought new brushes. Yay, Food Forest is saving the planet. Me like. Yes, our fiber, what did we call it? Our fiber farm cult. That's what it will be. Right now it's not a cult yet. Currently it's just a group of people who talk on the internet. But that's like how all cults start, you know? Anyway, our fiber cult is going to be a farm where we have all of the different craft stuff available to everybody. So if you want to like do pottery, we'll have a kiln and a pottery wheel, and we'll have sewing machines, and you can rent out the sewing, and by rent out I mean borrow, like a library. It's going to be amazing eventually, someday, when we're all old and rich, because I don't know elsewise how we're going to manage. All right, so I've got my paint, I've got my palette, I've got my paper. Time for a big art attack. All right. What are we going to paint today? Let's see. Oh, I need copies of all. Your mushroom looks like scientific drawings. Lovely. Let's do a mushroom then. If you're going to compliment me, I'm going to follow through with it. So the new paintbrushes that I got are Artist Loft variety from Michaels. I got a pack of paintbrushes. And then the other variety is called Zen. And these ones were like fancier. They were still at Michaels. They were still the cheap brand. Like Michaels has a range of like beginner, student, professional, artist, like quality and price. This was not the cheapest one, because the cheapest one was in like a pack and was clearly plastic, and you know, this one was there were only like 5 in the pack, so it was a little fancier looking. I'll show you how she looks. How all of the babies together look. So this is the first set. I think this one was like maybe $15. I had a gift card. I did not buy new paintbrushes. Not that you shouldn't. Go ahead, buy whatever you want. You're an adult. But I didn't buy these. I purchased them with a gift card that I got for, I think, Christmas that I've just had. So here are my new paintbrushes that are the fancier ones. And then I have new paintbrushes that are not fancy. But they're fancy enough, like they work really well. Not that one. Like after I used both of them, I can tell the difference between the fancier one, but the not fancy one works like literally just fine, like totally fine. No problems with them at all. How about you? What are you? Okay, I think that's every one of my Artist Loft ones. So this is the other group of paintbrushes. So it came with a lot more sizes, but this one came with a much larger brush to start with. So I wanted that one for like background stuff. Anyway, I was excited to try some paintbrushes and to kind of see if I could tell the difference between like a paintbrush that is super cheap and a paintbrush that is, well, a little less super cheap. Okay, so now let's do some mushrooms. First thing with the mushroom, we need the bottom. which kind of like a tree, goes bigger at the bottom and bigger at the top, and then a little bit skinny in the middle. So that's our first shape that we need for a mushroom. Easy shape. Second shape we need is basically an oval that starts at the side, goes across, and then comes around the other side. I'm going to change colors to, I don't know, maybe like a yellowier color. I'm just adding a little bit because it doesn't really matter. It's just so that you can see the difference in the different colors. And I'm doing my best not to touch the stem to the gills. That's what this yellow area is going to be. It's the gills. There. Okay, and then the last color that you have to worry about is the cap. And the cap I'm going to do in a reddy sort of brown. And for the cap, I start a little bit away from the edge of the yellow gills. And then you can choose whatever shape you want for the cap, because I'm not doing a real mushroom. Doing a made-up fairy mushroom. There, so there's our shape, and then we can fill in the cap. Oops, see, I screwed up. I went outside my line, but guess what's so fun about watercolor? I'll just make the cap bigger. Ain't nobody gonna even notice. First of all, because this is like a private drawing, so first of all, nobody's gonna notice, because literally, other than you guys, nobody's gonna see it. That's something I love about art. You could screw it up and it literally doesn't matter because no one's ever gonna see it. With peace and love. Okay. There we go. So there's our first outline. That's not everything. That's just our first base color. Yes, lovely for sure. Watching the ad. What are you, like a real fan or something? Okay, there's my stem. Now these one's going to be a bluegill. You know what would be a fun exercise? If I was like an art teacher, an exercise I would do would be like, draw rocks inspired by fish. Draw mushrooms inspired by fish. You know? Big enough for a fairy to sit on. Maybe a fairy will sit on it. Who's to say? I'm not at liberty to discuss. Okay. I love all earthlings. I am a fan, yes. I can't say I love all earthlings, but I do like the idea of liking all earthlings. Maybe someday I'll be able to. Unfortunately, a lot of earthlings are garbage people. I guess I like a lot of earthlings. I just don't like a lot of humans. Earthlings are just anybody who lives on Earth. And I love lots of animals, so I guess I do like earthlings. Okay. Cool. Okay, and then we'll do another mushroom down here. Video killed the radio star. So since I'm using pretty different colors for the gills versus the cap, I am making an effort to leave space between the colors so that they don't bleed into each other. Okay, and then I think I'll do another one up here. Maybe this one will be like a long, skinny one. Okay, so we have 3 mushrooms coming off of one. I'll just do brown so that I can see what I'm doing. Number 1 will be open. That's our big one. Number 2 will be less open. And number 3 will just be closed. Okay, cool. And then the underside of this one I think will go yellow. Ow, that was just my elbow. Okay, and then these ones are gonna come down. Oops, the stem can't be that way. It has to be cut off. Video killed the radio star. Okay. So there's one that's more open. Fun, cute. Hi, from Canada. Hi, I'm in Canada. I'm in Southern Ontario, so welcome. Also from Canada. You are a radio star. I don't know why that has been in my head for like, I don't know, 15 years. That was a joke because you thought I was going to say a couple of days or a couple of hours, but it's been in there for a long time. Welcome, Dom. Okay, so let's do another. Let's do something a little differently shaped and darker. So I think we'll do some of those brown puff balls. You are a radio star. Okay. Okay, that's going to be our puff ball area. And maybe back here there will be one that is already like burst. This one with the spores. And then I think on the top we'll do the kind that like turkey tail. So to do that I'll just okay, so I guess I'll start doing shadows for those first. You have talent, Laura. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Must say, see ya for now. Love all earthlings. Flora, fauna, creatures big and small. For sure, you don't have to like what some earthlings do. I am as well from Vancouver Island, Canadian. Howdy. Hi. For sure, Candace. Nice to meet you. All right. So our first mushroom will end there. And then we'll do another one. And then underneath that one, there will be another. There. Now we've got some turkey tails in the mix. can pretty much darken that whole bottom one. Okay, any other mushroom types that I could do in here? I mean, I guess there's lots of mushroom types, but okay, let's start with this. We have a little base to work on. I think I want to go in with my skinnier brush though. Do I want to go all the way to tiny? I don't know if I want to go all the way to tiny. Maybe I just want like medium small. A number 3 maybe? Look at me having brush numbers. Okay, so let's start with our first one again to do some detail stuff. So I think we should start by adding shadows, and we should probably pick a color for the shadows. I think I'm gonna go with blue because I have a lot of blue on my palette, and that will make it an easy choice. And then I'll just mix that up with a good amount of water. Then I can dab my brush. And now I'm gonna just come and color the whole half of the mushroom, half of the stem that is, with blue. Are you guys feeling like you can't see what's happening because you're too far away? Because I'm starting to think that for you. There, that's a little closer. Maybe you'll see better there. Yeah. So that I did that blue shadow on the stem. And now I'm going to do the same thing, starting, where will I start? I think this whole underside here would be all in shadow, including the gills. And I'll come up the side, still with that blue shadow color, until I reach the top. Then I'm going to go back and just paint over the gill area and over on this side, because there would be a shadow underneath on this side from the edge of that cap. So there's a shadow, and now I'll go to the next mushroom we did, right here, and then I'll just add our shadow here. Okay, and then the shadow is going to continue because these gills are going to be entirely shaded out because of how low the cap is. Then I can do half of the stem again. And honestly, probably a little bit more of the stem up here at the top where the gills kind of connect in. Cool. And then same thing here. Cool. I feel like I definitely could have gone a little more transparent with the blue, but that's all right. Still makes sense as a shadow. And I'm going to be going around to every mushroom with this translucent blue to use it as the shadow. So because this mushroom is sitting here, right, this one that I'm doing the shadow on right now, the whole stem of this mushroom underneath it would end up being in shadow because it's like blocking it out, which means this whole mushroom would also end up in shadow because that mushroom would block it out. And I know it looks like it's turning my painting blue at this point, but I promise it won't look like blue mushrooms at the end. It'll just look like mushrooms that have shadows. Okay, and then this whole side underneath, if you're gonna come up like this, and everything, probably everything after that is gonna be in shadow. I'm still not great with like working the paint around without screwing with the paper. Still learning. Okay. Then the cap over on this side. Just do a little shadow on her. Cool. And then mix my blue up a little more again. And then I'm going to do these puff balls, which will have a lot of dark on them because they are right on the ground normally, or on like a log that's rotting. There we go. And then this one in the back here is still a puff ball, it's just a mature one. So we're going to just assume that it is kind of shadowy in general. Alright, so there's our puff ball shading. And then I guess you would have some shadow down here. Nobody's going to see the light at the bottom of a puff ball. Okay, there. Now that's shadowed. I feel like we could do something up in this space, but we'll deal with that later. More shadow. This time I'm going to go on these little ones here. I'm going to just give them just little lines. Barely even any attention for them. Just they're like these tiny little mushrooms. I saw at our local grocery store, they have like varieties of mushrooms now. Like lots, as opposed to just going to like the Asian grocery store to get varieties. They're like at the local one. Okay, there we go. That shaded in. Now we can do turkey tail a little bit. And I'm gonna do brown for that because we already kind of did the blue shadow. So I'm just gonna jump into the turkey tail like I'm doing actual painting now. Okay. Then I'm mixing a little bit of my blue and my brown together for this underneath side one. Okay. Cute. Not my best work on that one, but we'll just make that work. I'm also going to just shade this guy on the side. Okay, I think now we could do some detail stuff. Well, we could work color now, because now that we've got some shading, we could also do the highlight. And we did blue for the shadow. We could do yellow for the highlight, or we could do pink for the highlight. And we could do anything for any color. There are no rules. The world is ours. I think I'll do yellow because I like yellow. And that's a good enough reason to do anything. So I'm just getting my brush all saturated with it, and then I'm going to bring my brush to the palette and kind of liquefy it even more. Just dilute it as much as I want to. And then I will dab off my excess and go right in. So I'm doing basically the exact opposite that I did for the shadow, because this is a highlight. I'm just gonna give each edge, everybody gets a nice soft yellow edge. Even these babies. And that should give us a nice clean look. And then if we want to, we can also go back and do the shadow of the mushroom as opposed to just the shading on the mushroom. We can make these mushrooms look like they're popping out of the page a little bit. There's our yellow, yellow, beautiful. Yellow, 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 yellow. Gorgeous, simply gorgeous. Lovely. Okay. Let's do a little line on this. And a little line over here. Cute. All right, puffballs now have some shade. Okay, so I think before I even work on the colors, I do want to create some kind of a shadow around the outside of the mushroom. And I don't know if that's like a great idea or not. Maybe I should wait till they're all the way dry to do that. I don't know. No, I should wait. Okay, so now let's talk about what colors we could do for our mushrooms. Usually mushrooms are all various shades of brown, so that's probably the smartest thing for us to do, is to just focus on some of our browns and just add like a little green or a little yellow. But we can also go psychedelic with it. We are the rulers of our own world. So I made this yellow, brown, gold, and I just decided to paint it on to see what it would look like. Oh, you know what we could do also? We could go in with a dark color to do the gills. It doesn't need to be that dark, just like darker than what they currently are. And I think that would be, we could do a really nice soft black. And I'm gonna do that by mixing a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, a little bit of brown, and a little bit of yellow. Mix all of your colors together and you will get a soft and natural looking black. So okay, so there's some design. You are so very talented. You're so very talented, Candace. I felt like those gill lines looked a little bit too opaque for me, so I just wet my paintbrush and I'm just kind of loosening them up, hopefully. Make them a little bit less aggressive. A little bit too dark. Okay, so we're gonna add more water to the black so that it's even more diluted. And honestly, now it's kind of like a charcoal brown mixture. And I'm gonna get rid of all of my extra water. And then I will try. Oh, it looks like I made it a little too diluted this time. Let's try again. Yeah, it's a little better. I feel like this black was too dark. This black is much better. It's like a whisper of black. We don't want it to be like deep. We want it to be like watercolor. Okay, now that that's blobbed on, I'm gonna also go back into this one and do some lines on the stem. And even though the shadow is there, I'm still painting the lines through the shadow as though it wasn't there, because the lines are still on the mushroom even if it's shadowed. It's turning out to be another favorite. I hope so. Okay, I mixed in a little green, which is fine. Now I'm going to do the lines on this stem. Okay, Little bit more detail. Alright, and then who else is going to have a stem with some stuff happening? This one also, I think I want to give it a little bit of a collar. Go. Yeah, that's more what I want. And now this one will also get lines. Doesn't need lines. I just like how mushrooms look when their stems have lines on them. Cute. All right. Stuff is happening. We're doing some stuff. All right, I think I want to do a little bit more of a brown, but like a warm brown. I guess like an orange is a warm brown, but more brown than orange. And that's what I'm gonna do my markings on this one with. You're already out, Beelzebub. What are you talking about? What is it? Okay. Decoration. Beauty. And now the one beside it, I think I'll go with a yellowy color. Because we already did kind of a orange on it. I feel like the colors don't matter. They matter, but not in the way that you think. I feel like they just aren't important. I feel like I could do with a little bit of a red in here though. I feel like we're missing a little bit of a red. I feel like this one wants to be red, but maybe we should subvert expectations and make this one red. Maybe we've been living with our eyes half open. Maybe we're bent and broken. Oh, the new brushes. Do you see how much easier they spread the paint around? It's like super easy. All that was done in one, oops. One dip. Okay, I also need a really dark brown for the puffballs, because puffballs are pretty dark brown. And then what I'm gonna do for that is I mix up a dark brown, nicely diluted. I feel like it's thinner than the milk stage, but thicker than the juice stage. And now I'm gonna go real tiny with it, and I'm gonna just start dabbing brown dots all over this. And I'm gonna go tiny as best as I can to do kind of like pointillism, but I'm doing it over the whole thing. So it's not really using it for shading. I'm just covering the whole puffball in dark brown dots. And I'll do each puffball individually so that it doesn't look, I I don't know, so that it works the way I want it. So there's puffball number 1. And then I will do the same thing to all of them. And after that, we'll do another layer of the same thing with the dots, and that will create like this kind of 3D thing that happens because there's like layers of color. Actually, this back one, I think I want to start with like a opaque layer. Yes, there we go. And same thing with this one, because when they get older and they open up, they have this like messy looking hole, and then they're darker and kind of like wilted, wrinkly a little bit. So that's what I'll do first for a shadow on it. There. Cute. Beelzebub, I don't want to hear that though, honey. You know? Okay, so after we do the dark brown, we're going to make an even darker brown. Honestly, it might even have some blue in it. That's how dark I want it to be. And that will make the puffballs look more pretty, more real. They don't look real, but you know. Real enough for like a children's book. What is it, baby? What is it, Beelzebub? I know, you want a dancey dance. You want to just party all day. It's not a day for that, though. No, thank you. No. No, Beelzebub. Stop it. Shh. All right, there's our puff balls. Now I need that darker brown. So I'm gonna get more of my brown, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of blue into it. Darken her right the heck down. I'm not no! Beelzebub. Knock it off, baby girl. Okay, so now with that darker brown, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kind of do some shadows, but I also don't want the edge to look rough. We want the edge of the puffball to be smooth. So even though the dots are all over, I need to make sure that it never makes the edge of the puffball look bumpy. No, thank you. No, thank you. Beelzebub, darling. Too much. Okay, now I'm gonna do dots all over this back one, and I mixed more blue in. Like a little volcano there at the back, which is good. Okay. Okay. I'm painting this from memory, so it may not actually look like this when you go hiking, but this is what it feels like. This is what it made me feel like to see a puffball. I don't know if it's going to be inaccurate, but that's fine. We'll just make it work. I know they were dark. I would say some kind of brown, but I think they were also kind of black in some spots. So I'm doing a little bit of a brighter brown in the middle of each puffball to make it more 3D. And I'm doing more dark dots where the shadows are. Okay. Looks better. This one needs a few bit more finishing touches. I feel like we could even do spores to show what this one is. We do have that option as well. We were meant to live so much more. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take a darker color in the blue range. I would say it's like a blue-black, a diluted blue-black. And then I can just get rid of some of the extra. Now, in these lines between the mushrooms, I'm going to paint that blue-black. And I'm hoping that's going to act as our shadow between puffballs. See? Ta-da! Puffballs. All right. Beelzebub. Beelzebub, get out of there. She's in the toy box. That toy box is for me to take toys from, not for you to take toys from. You trying to break into the seeds? Do you want more of these? You can have more. You can't break in. That's very rude. Here. Lots of fun stuff for you to find in here, okay? Here. You can't break into here though, that's not polite. You know the rules. Kids these days. Kids these days, I say. Bird kids. All right, where were we? Okay, let's play with this one. Okay, what color could the gills be? I feel like the gills are always pale. Okay. Ooh, I got a link tree for the chapters on my fan fictions to work on my website. Oh, that's awesome. We love a link tree. I have a link tree. He keeps it together for us. Okay, so now I'm going to take bigger, paler color, but bigger brush strokes, and I'm doing the same thing on this mushroom. So there's going to be layers of dots on it, and then darken the stem a little. And then on this one, I'm going to make the top part of the stem all brown. Cool. And then the bottom part can be more yellow. Lovely. I almost just dumped in my coffee. Okay, what other colors do we want? I feel like we could use some green in here, but like a muddy green, like green with a lot of yellow in it and maybe some brown. Like a murky pale green. A murky pale green, does that exist? In my house it does. Okay, so this is my murky pale color. Okay. Now this whole thing. Okay, not a link tree, just a table with links in each chapter. Yeah, well, a link tree, a tree of links, you mean, not an official link tree, but a tree of links. Okay, so now for this one, I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to do dots on it, like the poisonous one, but I think I also want to do some stuff on this one, but I want it to be like drops. So I'm going to add a whole bunch of water like that, and then I can just do drip drops like this. Okay, so this will be our first round of dots, but I have an idea on how we can create the illusion of a curve. Okay, so those are going to dry. And now, what was I thinking here? I had an idea. Okay, I want to do the same idea of drops on this red one, but I want to do them in red. So we'll just have red drops dropping onto a red mushroom. And I think it'll be interesting. I need it to be extra watery. I feel like I could do with a bigger brush here so that the drips will drip nicely. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? All right, so there's my nice watery paintbrush with big drips on it. That's what I want. Big drip. Nope, that's a bubble. Nope, don't want the bubble. Just the drip. A little bit of a mishap on that drip. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to get the dots as close together and as uniform in size as I can. And then as these dry, the color goes to the edge of the bubble or the edge of the drop, and it looks so cool. It's a very cool way to add a color. I know, riveting. Okay. That should do it. And now those will dry and they'll dry paler. Now, I think I want this one to be like a lighter, brighter orange. So I'm going to take a red, or take my red rather, mix it with an orange. And then I'm going to turn my page so that those bubbles don't, or drops don't bump into each other as I do this. There. All right. Oops. A little bit of pink there, that's fine. All right, now those are gonna dry, and now I have a little bit of color on my brush. Gonna use that to darken up the puff balls. There. Get those to be even more gorgeous. Now these all need to dry. I can't touch them when they're like this wet, or else they will bleed. So instead I'm going to load up my brush with a nice brown, and I'm going to start doing drip, drip, drop little April flowers on this mushroom. Again, these are translucent, so they will dry less dark than they are right now. They're just very dark because that's the way that they are, due to water. Deuteronomy. Okay, so there's some more dots. Now we've got a very dotty looking painting here, which is just fine by me. Now I'll probably just darken this stem up. Same thing here, darken up like half of it. Cool, and then we'll take this and we'll just darken that stem. Take this and we'll just darken that stem. Same thing here, I'll take this, I'll just darken this stem. And these ones we've not even looked at ever again because they are so boring. Skinny little boring mushrooms, but that's okay. They're like yellowy, so we could just add some yellow and do something a little fun there. Okay, a little bit of yellow. What goes nice with yellow in terms of blending? Yellow and maybe like a peach or pink. Yellow plus fluorescent pink equals da 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 da. I'm so excited for next week. I have a massage to go to. Alex booked me a massage for love. There. A little more stuff happening now. And I feel like these ones could have more happening. Like, I feel like I know what turkey tails look like, but when I'm painting them, I'm like, oh, I actually have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna do my skinny brush again. Dry that one off. And then I'll go in for my detail, baby. Do a little bit of detail there. Okay, so I've got my orangey, pinky, made up color. And now from here, we're gonna have lines going in like this. I think that needs to be a bit darker, darling. Ooh, she's got the shaky hands this morning, I see. Very, very good, Laura. Lovely. She's got the caffeine jitters. Okay. Cool. We're looking cool. We're looking good. Oh, I see my dots have started joining each other. Not my plan, but you know, here we are. I'll see if I can absorb some of that so they don't spread so much. I hear ya. I'm ignoring you. That's what's going on. She's like, why are you ignoring me? You never ignore me. Okay. Trying to separate those dots so that I can put them back in. Not dry yet. Have to do that on another time. All right, and same thing with these. Absorb some of that water out. These ones aren't joining too much, so that's good. Don't need to take any of that water. But you'll see as these start to dry, the outline is dark, but the inner part is quite pale. I'll show you. I'm just gonna grab some of the water off of this so I can pick it up. I'm telling you, these birds are gonna scream today. I can just feel it. It's gonna be a screaming day. Okay, so look at the dots up close. Do you see how the lines get, like the outline is dark? And then this is when they're layered on top of each other lots of times. These ones we haven't worked on yet. There's the babies, there's the red dotted one, there's the puff balls, and there's the random. So these still require kind of like a lot of work, but they have to dry in between layers. So kind of trapped here for a bit. Beelzebub, knock it off, girl. No, I don't want to dancey dance with you. You're being rude. No. No, thank you. Nope. No. Oh, good job. Dancey dance. Did a good job on that last one. Dancey dance. Dancey dance. Dance. Nope. Dancey dance. No, thank you. Beelzebub. Brrr. Brrr. Meow. I decided more dots is better than less dots. That's so cool the way that works. I think so too. Ma'am! When I look at them, they're like, we weren't doing anything, I swear. Okay, I think we're gonna have to leave this for today because it's already after noon and we get together, say it with me, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. Today is Wednesday. It is already 12 p.m., which means we are donezo for today, but I will be back on Friday because I come here Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. And I will show you how I finished this painting. Beelzebub! You are just making it impossible to talk this morning. What's the drama? You have toys, you have treats, you have food, you have water. You have games to play with. You have a brother to play with, or a lover. I don't know who you are to each other. Like, there's nothing to worry about here, Brew. I'm just needing somewhere to pour my water. You can go here. And you can go here. Love that. Back into the pot. Isn't it lovely? I have the biggest crush on watercolor, and I have the biggest crush on my painting box. Because look, when I'm done painting, look, every single item, if there's water still on my palette, I'll dab off the water, but I don't clean it. Once in a while I clean it. There's my palette, which is just a Corningware Corel plate. Every single thing. And I reuse this paper towel, look, like 100 times. I can reuse it, no problem. Look at that. And now watch this. Are you ready for this? Right into its spot. And now look, a clean desk. Who is she? Who is she? Can we acknowledge that I've been doing this clean desk business since, hold on, I wrote down when I cleaned. January 11th, the big deep clean. My studio is now perfect. Perfect 12 hours of a happy work day. That's what's written on January 11th. This has been clean since January 11th. I don't think I've ever kept my room clean. Oh, it's March 11th. January to February, February to March. I have managed to keep my room clean for 2 months. I mean, like, clean is like, you know, don't worry about like how clean it is, but it's cleaner. I can feel it. When your paper towel dies, you can also use old t-shirt scraps for that. I had a cut off t-shirt sleeve for my ink messes. Oh, that's good. Okay, using like fabric, because then I can just wash it. Honestly, a dishcloth would probably be great for like absorption and whatnot. Good job, Laura. Thank you. Because honestly, it is a good job. I did a really good job. I kept my room clean for 2 months. First of all, that's never happened before. So, alrighty, friendship. I'm going to leave now. I love you so much. That's great work. Thank you, Sid. I appreciate you. All right. I will see you not next week. I'll see you on Friday. Okay. See you next time. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. See you next time. And bye.